get the show started. And we're going to do this by talking to Frankie Ogar. Have you watched A Soldier Story? Well, you should have, because it's a 2015 Nigerian action drama film. And it had Tope Tedela, it had Linda Ejiofor, Daniel K. Daniel as the boss man. In fact, he was so good in this role that it won the AMAA and the AMVCA award for him. Now there's a sequel, A Soldier Story, Return of the Dead. It is set to hit theaters this December 11th to be specific, and we have the director, Frankie Ogar, here with us. So in case you're wondering, why is there so much buzz about this film? Let's take a look at the trailer for A Soldier Story, Return of the Dead.
Did anyone survive?
Mysteriously, they did.
Is your order to finish this? Do it. No one...
You can see the intensity on my face from watching that. Well, Frankie Ogar, thanks for joining us today on Arise 360. Now, this is your baby. You know, you wrote this story from 2015, the first movie, that's A Soldier Story, to A Soldier Story, Return of the Dead. How would you say this entire process has been like for you as the director?
Well, thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk about the film. It's been a great honor coming here today. Well, the thing is, it started off with an idea, and then me and my friend Martin Oyebado, called Martin Bados, he produces while I write and direct. So we came together, created a partnership, a synergy where we could work on this. So it goes back to my days when I was in the university. My elder sister then was married to a military officer. He was a major in the army there working in signals. So whenever I was off to assignments and the rest, she gets really, really worried. And I used to feel it as well, because like, you're there, you see your sister, you know she's not happy, she's a bit worried. Is he going to come back? Okay, is everything all right? If she doesn't hear from him for a while, she gets really, really worried. So that had always been there at the back of my mind. So eventually when I started writing stories, this was one story that I felt I should tell. So in A Soldier Story 1, you see that it had to do with a guy who was sent out to serve the country. He went to Ekomok for Nigeria. They were ambushed, and then back home here, we assumed he was dead. So he was given a military burial, but he was not dead. He was actually rescued by a scavenger, and then eventually had a relationship with the person, just friends.
Yeah.
Then when he got back his memory, he realized he had a wife back at home. So as he got back to Nigeria, the lady over there came down to find out how he was doing, because she had kind of fallen in love with him, as a matter of fact. So the story starts from there. So they're actually coming back from the death. So that's why it's called A Soldier Story 2, Return from the Dead.
Return from the Dead. I like that. So basically, it's more of a sequel to the first movie.
Yes, it is.
Now, speaking about sequels, we see a lot of that. It happens with various movie productions internationally and locally. However, let's talk about the Nigerian market and accepting sequels. Do you think we are really, ready for sequels? Like, you see the first movie, ooh, there's so much excitement. And then the second one comes, there's excitement, but maybe not as much. And then it's like, okay, so what else do you really actually want to show us? How would you respond to that with this film?
Well, I've had people say to me, Frankie, if I had not seen this second part coming out, I'll be really, really mad at you. Because like people have written to me before saying, the way it ended was really mad. How could you leave us hanging like this? Yeah. But I knew the point was we're creating what you call the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yes, so that people will look forward to something coming later. And for that reason, we're sure that a lot of people are looking forward to this, because we have fans from as far as the United States. That's the beauty of having this stuff online. A lot of people got to see this online when it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
So we have fans from countries as far as the Southern Europe and the rest, and they've been waiting. So when they saw this, you won't believe that the buzz is actually much more out there than we're having here. Yes, because we're getting a lot of mail coming in like, oh, we're looking forward to this. So we're not disappointed that you're coming back with the second one. And with a sequel, your fans grow.
Yes.
So that's where the beauty is, because, okay, the people saw it the last time, they loved it. So what's going to happen now? Somebody's going to tell somebody who's going to tell the next person.
Absolutely.
So that's where the beauty is.
I'm sure you intend to keep that fan base up, because, what happens after the sequel? Does it just People just have to live with the nostalgia or the memories.
No. We're still there for them. We're still there for them. The whole idea initially started with creating a trilogy.
Okay.
But along the line, we realized that it could go way better than a trilogy. So without just hiding anything from anyone, just look forward to a soldier story becoming a franchise movie, because that is what we're driving at. So even after this, there is room for a soldier story 3. So that's it.
Now it's going to be like, okay, let's see what happens. But speaking of streaming, you said A Soldier Story 1 was on Netflix for 2 years and then the contract expired. And this movie is going to be out December 11th in theaters. Now, this is a good thing. However, as we've seen with the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of movies have gone to streaming, and we've seen that growth. There's this, especially again, with Netflix Niger becoming an actual thing. So how do you think you're going to integrate this new film into that Netflix Niger space? Some people have said it's a niche. There's some people that are just, into it and are just hoarding it. And some others have said it doesn't matter if anyone's hoarding it, it's available. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's available. That's my thought. Regardless of what people say, if people believe that something's being hoarded, don't forget, if it is good enough, the same person that's hoarding it will come for yours as well, if that's the case. But I'm not saying that's what it is. But if that were to be the case, the same people will come for yours if it is good enough. This, A Soldier Story, the first one, was amongst the very first Nigerian films to go on Netflix. It was put together by Film House then. They ran that. So because we won awards, so many awards, it was the highest award receiving film for 2015, 2016 across Africa from Nigeria. So we were sure, we didn't even have to go for them. They came to us. Netflix came to us. So that's what we believe. If you do right, if you build your business well, people will come to you. Same thing happening with Arise now. You don't need to advertise yourself. People just tune in.
Yeah.
Why? Because they do feel that this station is balanced in the way it's presenting news to the people. So that's the way we look at it as well.
I like that. Now, speaking of award season, a lot of the people who get the attention, a lot of the people who get the credits, it often goes to the stars of the film. And I feel like it's just an unfair balance. The filmmakers, the cinematographers, the continuity people, they do deserve their own fair share of the spotlight. Do you think we give them enough of that within the Nigerian film space?
I don't think necessarily that's not the problem from the stations. I wouldn't say it's the stations. Maybe we had a mindset that wasn't right from the start. So if you see in A Soldier Story 2, we have the making. In our making, we have the making for the crew, we have for the cast. Because we've realized that.
So basically, it's more of a problem that stems from the creators of the film.
I think so. You don't sell yourself, who's going to blow your trumpet? Because if you make a film now you need to talk about the film, or you want to go to stations to talk about the film, you take only your actors. And the actors, I call them actors across board. Some people say actors and actresses, but I rather say actors because they're all actors. You take your actors there. You don't take your crew members. You do your makings. You don't have your crew members. All you have in your crew members is sometime when they're on the set screaming, hey, we did well, it's a wrap. That's what you do. You never really give them time to talk about their traits. And for me as a filmmaker, right from while I was growing up, I'd always looked for things like the makings. And in the makings, the foreign ones, you see them talk about how the film was actually made.
Yes, you do.
And they give a lot more preference to the crew than the actors. They just have a couple of actors. And even the actors the actors talk about how it is made. That's what we're not doing. So I don't blame the media for not pushing it. I think it's coming from us. We need to do more. We need to tell the story about how this film is really made, what the DOP did, what the camera person did. Okay, because some people now listening be wondering, camera and DOP. Yes, most people assume that the cameraman is a DOP.
It's a DOP.
Yeah, no, it's not necessarily like that.
Okay.
The DOP may not even have to touch the camera.
But he just
he designs the light, he designs the film, he designs the story, and how the light and everything, camera movements.
Before I let you go, the Academy has officially made Pidgin language a foreign language. So now we can apply for the best international feature film in Pidgin. So now we have that opportunity because that was a huge issue with the Oscars earlier this year. Do you think we're ready for that category of the Oscars? Do you think our content within Nollywood is ready for that, really briefly?
I think we are.
Yeah.
We were born ready, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
We will be telling stories that way because we have a lot of such stories. All we've been doing is we've been telling them the foreign way. Let's tell them the Nigerian way, and that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Pidgin is a very common language that people desire to understand what we mean when we speak it outside the country. So I think we're ready.
We are ready. Well, Frankie Ogar, December 11th, I'm certain most people, a lot of people will be at the theaters ready to see your film, The Soldier Story, Return of the Dead. Thank you so much for joining us on Arise 360 today.
Thank you.